Hey everyone, this is Mike and today we are back in Closers Online as on the world server. Mirai got her Resolver promotion yesterday, which does a bunch of things for the character itself. So first of all, it's a new promotion, so you get a couple of new skills. We have 3 new normal skills, 1 new special move, as well as a wide variety of passives that she was still missing. The Resolver promotion for Mirai is kind of the same as the Special Agent promotion. For the other characters in the game, so you kind of know what to expect there. 1 unique passive when it comes down to working around her shadow, as well as all of the other passives like PF damage, ABC damage increases and such, that she didn't have access to before just yet. Outside of just getting a new promotion, bunch of new skills, she also gets access to some new content as her level cap has been increased all the way up to level 86. So that means that the entirety of Purification is open to her now, which also includes Yacht C. So you can start working on your Yacht C trinkets right now, which at this point in the game are still going to be the end game trinkets. So you definitely want to work towards those once you do have the required total combat power for it, because Yacht C is quite a step up from doing the normal Purification stuff. We also have the Hunter's Night area that has opened up for her, which means that she gets access to triggers. When you finish the original story for Hunter's Night, you already get a bunch of basic triggers, but you'll be able to replace them relatively quickly once you go into the Basebap area, which is another place that has been opened. So basically with this patch, not only does she have her full skill set available to her right now, we also got a lot of new content for her to go into as well. And there's a lot of different stuff that you can get from this content as well, because of course we kind of got given a lot of the purification gear for free. You need to do a couple runs of hell in order to basically change all of her mods, as well as transcend to T5 if you wanted to do so. But with Basebap opening up already this soon, because Mirai's only been out for 2 weeks, it means that you can now upgrade to the Basebap core as well as the Basebap mods once you're able to grind for those as well, because of course there is a little bit of RNG involved over there, not only with the drop rate but also with transcending the gear itself. Your triggers will also be replaced in the Basebap area as well once you get those to drop as well. And then when it comes down to your trinkets, right now you're gonna still be using the Purification Hell trinkets, which are the 3 different ones when you're able to combine all of the trinkets that were given to you for free for leveling Mirai to, I believe it was level 75 or something. But once you've done that, you still of course need to replace your remaining 3 trinkets, which right now you can grind for the Yacht C trinkets, but with Hunter's Night being open to you as well, you can also just grind for those trinkets really quickly from Wolfgang as well as Hoffman, because acquiring those trinkets has been nerfed to the ground that it's now super easy to get all 3 of them. So basically if you have some like vouchers lying around that allow you to go into those fights a little bit more, or maybe grind for like a week, I haven't actually checked the exact number that you need of things, but basically you're going to be able to get these relatively quickly so that you can basically have them as some kind of a placeholder until you get your Yacht C trinkets, because those are going to be the endgame trinkets you are going to be working towards. So things that you can do for Mirai right now: obtain new triggers both from the Hunter's Night as well as the Basebap area once you start doing Basebap, and then of course once you drop those triggers, because you do still need to get lucky that you drop the right triggers as well. I remember it took me quite a long time because I had to craft like 2 of them, I believe. But yeah, that's something you can do. Triggers both from Hunter's Night as well as from Basebap to upgrade into later on. From Purification we can now get our Yacht C trinkets. Of course you can already get stuff like the outfit, and then of course the tier 5 Purification stuff as well, if you want to do so as a placeholder, of course, because you don't necessarily need to get them, as you can already jump into Basebap and get your core as well as your modules from there. If you decide to wail on the game or something, you can get those transcended quite quickly. Otherwise, having for example tier 5 Purification gear will last you quite a while until you're able to transcend your Basebap gear and then basically make the switch right there. Hunter's Night trinkets are also a very easy thing to obtain and a very good placeholder until you're able to get your Yacht C trinkets as well. And then once you've obtained all of that stuff, your triggers from Basebap, your modules and your core from Basebap, as well as your trinkets from Yacht C, then you'll be set for when the next update to Mirai comes, when the Busan area gets unlocked for her, which means Misuk mod as well as the amplifier, and then also the untouchable trinkets, which will then eventually also be able to be transcended into what is currently the end game gear that you're kind of going to have for your character. And then eventually you'll also get access to the new Tiamat area, because that is something that she doesn't have access to right now either. So basically for now there's a lot of new things for you to do with Mirai. You'll be able to play around with the new skills, which I do have to say feel quite good. Still trying to get used to it a little bit, as you can see in the background gameplay. I'm still struggling a little bit because I've only had one day to play around with it and I didn't even get to play the whole day either. So still trying to get used to the new skills. I do have to say she feels pretty good. Right now I do think her playstyle is incredibly fun, but it does take a little bit of getting used to with the all going in the air, going back on the floor, because there's a lot of forced on the floor stuff in her kit. But still, very fun to play around with. Definitely going to be spending a lot more time on this character now that she's finally available on the world server and I don't have to play her on the Korean server, because when she came out I did quite enjoy her, and I gotta say now that I actually want to invest some time into playing her as well, because I can just keep her forever on my actual account. Of course, my KR account is an official account as well, but still, I don't play much on the Korean server. That is mainly just to try new things out. But now that I'm on my main account and I can just gear her up, get all of the stuff for her that I want, I'm definitely really enjoying her, and I'm gonna probably gear her up as my next alt as well, because she's a lot of fun to play, and I would like to get better at playing her as well, because she's a little bit tricky to learn how to play. But I think once I've got her down, she does feel pretty good to play. She does a lot of damage as well, I feel like, but it does feel like all of the Ratus characters do a lot of damage, but that might just be my imagination. Maybe the old pieces of content got nerfed slightly, or it might just be because I've just been given a lot of gear to start off with as well, whereas I've been used to running that content to get that gear in the first place, so that I wasn't already geared up to do it basically. But that's pretty much all I really wanted to say in today's video. Mirai's new promotion is out. Bunch of new content available for her, new skills, new passives, all of that good stuff, and basically looking forward to when she gets her next update as well. When exactly that will be, I'm not quite sure, because it does take quite a little bit of time for us to get the current stuff in the game, if you're not just wailing on the game, of course, for like extra entries and transcendence elixirs and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for me. So I want to thank you for watching, I want to thank my Patreons for supporting me, and I'll see you in the next one.